You're listening to the CIP podcast, the Study Abroadcast Season 2, Episode 7. I'm your host, Jessica. In this show, we explore the world of study abroad, offering advice, insights, and travel stories, bridging perspectives and cultures along the way. On this episode, we'll look at what it means to go on exchange in the UK. So let's get right into it. Today on the show, we are pleased to welcome Brittany from the University of East Anglia in the United Kingdom. To get started, Brittany, can you tell our listeners a little about yourself and your role in the international office at UEA?
Thanks, Jessica, and thank you so much for welcoming me on your podcast today. So, a little bit about me. I'm the Study Abroad and Exchange Partnerships Officer at the University of East Anglia in the city of Norwich in the UK. I've worked at UEA since I graduated from university in 2018, just over 3.5 years ago. And my responsibilities mainly involve working closely with our partner universities all around the world, including the University of Guelph, as well as recruiting international students to study abroad at UEA. Norwich is my hometown, so it's a pleasure to be able to spend my working days sharing what is so great about our hidden gem of a city. I also studied abroad twice personally, once in the Netherlands and once in Quebec City. So I like to think that I understand what students are looking for when thinking about studying abroad themselves. It can sometimes seem like a daunting prospect, but I guarantee that it will be a really rewarding experience.
And can you tell us about East Anglia and provide some background about the university and the community itself, like where it's located and what are some point of interest in the area?
So as I briefly just mentioned, UEA is situated in the city of Norwich in the east of England. UEA is a campus university, meaning that everything you need for living and studying is all within walking distance. The university itself is only a 20-minute bus ride from the city centre of Norwich. And cycling is also very popular here, so this is another great option for getting between the city and campus. The perk of being located on the edge of the city is that our campus benefits from the beautiful, lush green space all around. Our campus is situated in acres of parkland with our very own lake, and the campus is open to the public, so you'll see plenty of dog walkers all year round. As for Norwich itself, I could honestly talk about it all day. Norwich is known as the city of stories, and it's full of creativity, history, and culture. And there's an independent streak running through every person and every place. It's a city with rich character and an offbeat charm like no other English city, providing the backdrop to a truly authentic British experience for students who choose to study abroad here. It's home to hundreds of creative small businesses, independent restaurants, shops, music venues, bars and clubs. We also have the oldest and largest open-air market in the UK, where you can browse a fantastic range of local goods and services. Norwich is the most complete medieval city in the UK, meaning that there's stunning architecture around every corner. For example, the castle and the cathedral are from the 11th century, making them over 900 years old. You can also explore the city by canoe on the river and stop for a drink at one of the many riverside pubs and see Norwich from a whole new perspective. As for further afield, UEA and Norwich are lucky to sit in a beautiful part of the world. Norwich is the only city in the UK to be situated within a national park, meaning that there is amazing nature all around, including an absolutely amazing coastline filled with vast sandy beaches. In the UK, public transport is generally efficient and wide-ranging, so you'll get to benefit from a direct link to London by train in under 2 hours. This makes UEA and Norwich a great, more affordable option for students. So you can easily spend the day or weekend in London, but only pay a fraction of the price for living. We also have direct links to other popular student cities, such as Nottingham, Sheffield, Manchester and Liverpool. And finally, we have our very own international airport, from where you can fly to Edinburgh and Amsterdam. And from there, you can get pretty much anywhere you want.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. It makes me want to go visit right now.
Always welcome.
Academically, what do you think are some of the benefits of studying on exchange, particularly at UEA?
Academically speaking, there are countless reasons to study abroad. Studying at another university is a great opportunity to see your degree subject from a completely different angle, perhaps the subject of politics and history approached in another country, or experiencing the lab and research facilities of a science-focused university somewhere else. For example, when I studied abroad in the Netherlands, I took a class on the British Empire. It was a class filled with Dutch, Australian, South African, and French students, all sharing their viewpoints and their country's experience with colonialism. Chances are that I wouldn't have been able to engage with this subject from such an international perspective if I stayed in the UK, and it was quite refreshing to study the UK from an alternative viewpoint. With regards to the academic benefits of studying abroad at UEA in particular, UEA is a research-intensive university situated in the prestigious Norwich Research Park, which is one of Europe's largest collaborative research sites. This means that our academic staff are constantly publishing world-renowned research, which is current to the world that we live in today. UEA has a particularly impressive international reputation in the fields of international development, environmental sciences, and creative writing. And who wouldn't want to learn from these amazing world-leading researchers firsthand? The teaching style of the UK is also quite different to other countries, with a big focus on independent study. You may find the amount of time dedicated to individual learning quite surprising at first, but this is time for students to really delve into their subject area and explore themes of personal interest to them. You'll only take 3 classes per semester at UEA, which doesn't sound like much, but this is because at UEA you study the subject so deeply, rather than just an overview. You'll become experts in your chosen areas of interest, and this way of studying will encourage you to manage your own time really well. And another great thing about studying abroad at UEA is that our academic structure is flexible, so you don't have to take all of your classes from one subject area. You can build a program that works for you. So for example, you could combine 2 business classes with 1 literature class. So whether you're looking for classes that you need to complement your degree at Guelph, or you'd like to take a class completely outside of your major and try something new, UEA can offer you the flexibility you need to study abroad. We're a comprehensive university, so we offer classes right across the arts and humanities, social sciences and sciences, so you'll have plenty of choice. And students will also receive plenty of academic support while they're here, and everyone will be assigned their own academic advisor once they enrol. And this is someone who, alongside the tutors, you can meet with to discuss assignments and any protocol.
And in terms of the whole experience, what is student life like for the prospective exchange students? So are there opportunities for them to connect with other exchange students or to get involved in campus life?
Student life really is at the heart of the study abroad experience at UEA. There's a thriving community on campus with over 17,000 students living and learning together. Study abroad students will join over 3,500 international students from more than 100 countries. As a campus university, a big chunk of these students will be living on campus too. And there are so many facilities here on campus that even those who live in private accommodation spend a lot of time there. We have shops, cafes and restaurants all situated around UEA's main communal space, known as the Square. It's pretty much impossible to walk through the square without bumping into someone you know. Our Students' Union also plays an extremely active role on our campus, managing the shops, bars and nightclub venue. The SU also organises many free activities all year round for students. UEA also has plenty of extracurricular opportunities on offer, with over 60 sports clubs and 250 societies for students to join. Students can develop their passions and find new ones too. Not only do the many clubs and societies on campus host events and trips throughout the year, but the Study Abroad office does too. We run a buddy scheme where we have visiting students in a group with outgoing students preparing to leave the UK, as well as those who have just returned from their own study abroad experience. And this is a great way to meet local students who can share their best tips on life at UEA and Norwich, as well as an opportunity for students to share what they love about Guelph and Canada as well. We also host quizzes and casual monthly meetups too, so we're always around for anything that the students need, as well as helping them integrate into local life.
And in terms of residence and accommodation, what are the living arrangements like at East Anglia?
Study abroad students can choose from a range of accommodation options at UEA, including on-campus accommodation, a homestay option with a local family, or they can opt for private accommodation. Our on-campus accommodation includes award-winning architecture with beautiful views of the campus lake, and they range in price and facilities so that students can choose depending on their preference. Our on-campus accommodation are safe and comfortable places to live, and an easy way for you to meet new people. The rooms are fully furnished and all bills are included in the price. The rental contract is adjusted to course length, so if a student applies for the full academic year, the contract will be reduced to 38 weeks, so they don't have to pay while they're not there over summer. And of course, they're a fun and sociable place to live. All of our on-campus accommodation is self-catered, which means that students will need to cook their meals themselves. Many students prefer this, and it can also be a great way to socialise with their flatmates. And if students prefer city living to campus life, they can choose to live in the centre of Norwich, which is only a short 20-minute bus ride away, and the buses run as frequently as every 10 minutes during the peak times.
And can you speak to some of the other supports and services available to students while on exchange at East Anglia?
We recognise that things can be a little daunting when studying overseas, but we have a dedicated team at UEA to support visiting students. Acting as a central point of contact, the UEA Study Abroad team will help students with everything they have questions about, such as the application process, all the way through to the completion of their semester or year with us. UEA's Wellbeing Advisory team will help students get the support they need, from one-to-one support or workshop and group sessions with trained wellbeing advisors, to helping with temporary incapacity such as breaking a hand, and wellbeing worries such as anxiety and bereavement. And our student life team forms an integral part of our student support services and consists of advisors dedicated to supporting international students. You can make one-to-one appointments if you need personal or welfare advice. The team can also provide immigration and visa advice, as well as general guidance about studying in the UK. On the academic side of things, our learning enhancement tutors can help students improve their work with expert guidance on study skills, maths and statistics, and academic writing. And as I mentioned earlier, your school of study, so the school in which you choose most of your classes, will assign you a personal advisor to help students get the most from their studies. They'll monitor your progress with you, and they'll be there to go through feedback with you to help you learn from it.
And lastly, are there any other tips or advice that you would give to students who are thinking about study abroad?
As someone who studied abroad as part of their university degree, I can't recommend it enough. It's an amazing opportunity to experience new people and new cultures, to build confidence and resilience, and to broaden your horizons. It added a whole new dimension to my university degree and really set me apart from my peers. And as someone who now works in the field of international education, I can assure you that studying abroad is super attractive to employers. In an increasingly globalized world and international workplace, intercultural skills and competence go a long, long way. If it's something you're unsure about or perhaps nervous about, there are so many people around who can help. You can talk to the staff at the Centre for International Programmes at Guelph. You can talk to other students who have studied abroad themselves. And if you're interested in UEA in the UK, you can always talk to me or my colleagues. You're always welcome to send us an email at visiting.uba@uba.ac.uk. And we're happy to any questions that you might have about life at UEA, in Norwich, or in the UK.
Well, that's all for today's episode of the Study Abroadcast. Don't forget to explore your own study abroad opportunities on the CIP website, uoguelph.ca/CIP, or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Our Instagram handle is CIP_Guelph. Thanks for listening, and thanks again to Brittany for sharing their advice, insights, and travel stories. Stay tuned to our next episode where we look to unpack the study abroad experience even further.